terrifying and deeply humiliating revelation has just shaken the political walls of Washington. Former U.S. Congressman and Trump ally Matt Gaetz has revealed how American politicians are treated, not as leaders, not as representatives of the people, but as salesmen begging for approval from the Israeli lobby group AIPAC. He said, AIPAC scanned our QR codes and donated if they liked us. Yes, you heard that right. America's lawmakers, the so-called leaders of the free world, are being evaluated and funded like products on a supermarket shelf by a foreign lobby. Let's take a look at the viral clip, which is now making the sold-out U.S. politicians get anxiety attacks.
Initially, I resented the fact that there was no appreciation for nuance. Like if you asked any questions about any decision of the Israeli government in any place regarding settlements, regarding Gaza, whatever, you were like, you had deviated from the script. And I just, in any policy area, I had resentment over that. And then I saw the way the AIPAC worked, and that was weird for like a country lawyer like me. I remember my first AIPAC reception, and like your fundraiser tells you have to go, and your chief of staff tells you have to go, your committee chairman all tell you have to go, and you get there and you wear this name badge, and I remember there's a QR code on it. And what we were supposed to do was go talk to donors, and then if they liked you, they scanned your QR code to make a donation, like on the spot. And so can you just imagine how demoralizing that is to like be told that your job for the next several hours to go chat people up, hoping they would scan you like a can of tomato soup on the way out of the meeting.
I mean, it's literally purchasing.
Right. And so I saw that and I was like, wow, that is so freaking weird. And then, I was in Israel. I went multiple times, and I did not like the fact that I found someone in my room rooting around in my stuff that should not have been there at the King David Hotel when I came back to my room when no one was expecting me to be back in my room. And I just
presumably Israeli law enforcement.
Well, I don't know who it was. I just thought, like, this is weird. All of these things combined are odd, and then the policy outgrowth seems to be an obsession about the Middle East that has not served my generation well.
For those who may not know, AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, is one of the most powerful political lobbies in Washington. Its influence is so deep that no politician dares to question Israel's actions without facing career-ending consequences. But this latest revelation from Matt Gaetz exposes just how far this control really goes. Every new candidate, every politician, is scanned, analyzed, and judged by AIPAC. And only those who toe the line for Israel are rewarded. These so-called highly reputable politicians of the world cannot even utter a word of their own. All their scripts and speeches are fed and designed by the Israeli lobby. AIPAC's name began to face global scrutiny after October 2023, when war erupted once again in Gaza. At that time, Israel was attacked, and almost every major country rushed to stand by its side. The United States was, as always, the loudest voice of support. And in those early days, few questioned it. Even world leaders who barely understood the decades of Palestinian suffering echoed the same words. Israel has the right to defend itself. Only a handful of nations, those who truly knew the history of the Palestinian struggle, stood with Gaza from the very beginning. And amidst the chaos, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said something unforgettable. These attacks did not happen in a vacuum. But the world ignored that truth. They acted as if history began in October 2023. As if the decades-old occupation, the blockade, and the daily humiliation of Palestinians never existed. But as Israel's aggression grew, as the airstrikes turned Gaza into dust, as videos flooded social media of decapitated babies, amputated children, families crushed under rubble, doctors and nurses attacked, hospitals destroyed, journalists targeted, bakeries flattened, the world began to wake up. Slowly, one by one, nations started to question their silence. France, Canada, and the UK, even the staunchest supporters of Israel began, even calling for a ceasefire. Some even went further and recognized Palestine as a state. The entire global opinion was shifting. But one country to this day didn't change. One country refused to open its eyes: the United States of America. Even as global outrage grew, the U.S. continued to veto every UN resolution demanding a ceasefire. It continued to send military aid, weapons, and money while preaching peace. And every time Israel struck deeper into Gaza, Washington stood even firmer by its side. Why? Why is America, the self-proclaimed defender of democracy, the only nation blind to Israel's crimes? The answer lies in what Matt Gaetz just revealed. He exposed what many suspected for years, that AIPAC decides the fate of U.S. politicians. They decide who speaks and who stays silent. They decide who rises and who falls. AIPAC is not just a lobby. It is a gatekeeper, ensuring that every senator, every congressman, and every president remains loyal to Israel no matter what it does. And this is how the U.S., a country that boasts of its democracy and independence, has become, in the words of many analysts, a nation politically occupied by Israel. Today, the world stands with Palestine. From Asia to Europe, from Africa to South America, nations are raising their voices for justice. But America, once the voice of freedom, now stands as a puppet to a foreign lobby. The question now is America really a free country, or is it too occupied by Israel? That's all for today. If you found the video informative, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Jazakumullahu khairan.